Hello everyone, and welcome back to another deck profile. Today we're looking at Nekroz. This is for March of 2024. And this box isn't too interesting. I just got the Nekroz mirror and the symbol here, but nothing too special except for the dragon scale on the front. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. So as always, I play a pretty heavy monster build with everything. I play the 3 Nekroz of Valkyris. With a certain build that I have, I play this at 3. I know a lot of people only even play this at 1 or not at all, but with the build that I have, this works really well. His effect is he can tribute 2 monsters on the field or your hand to draw 2 cards, or up to. So you can do just 1 if you wanted to, and then draw 1. And the other effect is to negate an attack if he's in your hand. So all the Nekroz cards have an on-field effect, and then they have a discard effect from your hand. I play the 2 Nekroz of Trishula. He has the exact same effect as the Synchro Trishula. When he is Ritual Summoned, he can banish exactly 3 of your opponent's cards. So, unlike the Synchro one, there has to be 1 of each. 1 in the graveyard, 1 in the hand, and 1 in the field. So, important to remember that you can't activate the effect if there's not 1 in each. Yeah, and then his other effect is when a card is activated that targets a Nekroz monster you control, you can discard the card and negate the activation. Pretty good. The best card probably is Nekroz Embryonic. He can discard himself to add a Nekroz monster, any Nekroz monster from the deck to the hand. His on-field effect is okay. He can target face-up monsters that were special summoned from the extra deck, shuffle them into the deck. It's pretty cool. It's definitely not bad at all. Just not something that I usually use a lot. Then we play 1 Decisive Armor. He can discard to make a Nekroz monster gain 1,000 attack and defense. Pretty surprising. It's kind of like a mini, what do you call it, Honest, that you can search because it's a Nekroz card. His on-field effect is he can target 1 card your opponent controls, or 1 set card, and destroy it, and if you do, banish it. So his on-field effect is okay. Not something, again, that you go into that much. He's your searcher for your spells. This is Nekroz of Clausulus. You could probably play him at 3 as well. Maybe drop a Trishula or Valkyris to get a 3rd Clausulus, because he searches your Nekroz spells. His on-field effect is target 1 face-up card monster on the field that was special summoned from the extra deck. That target's attack becomes 0. Pretty good. Then we also have Unicore. Unicore is completely busted. His on-field effect is... negate the effects of face-up monsters that were special summoned from the extra deck. So he's just a walking skill drain for monsters from the extra deck. Really strong card. Then we have this one, Arid Pear, something like that. These names are crazy. He can tribute up to 2 Nekroz monsters from your hand to field, and if you do, send that many Nekroz cards from your deck to your graveyard. So he can kind of set up your graveyard for some other plays in the future. When a monster effect is activated, you contribute 1 monster from your hand or field, negate the activation if you do banish that card. So he's one of the ones that you would like to end on for sure on the field. So he's a level 10. Then for the other monsters, we play the 3 Shuret. Shuret is a great card. He can be treated as a full tribute. So like your level 10s, he can be treated as a full tribute despite him being only level 3. And then also, if he's tributed, he can add a Warrior Nekroz ritual monster. So that would be Bryonic, Trishula, Arid Pear, something, and Clausulus. So there's a couple different targets for that, depending on what you need. So sure, when we got this card back, was very nice. I also play for my other normal summon of the deck, and you don't even have to normal summon this card, you can keep it in your hand, but my main normal summon is Manju. When he's normal, he can add a ritual spell or a ritual monster. So whichever piece you're missing, Manju is great for fetching those cards. Then I play the incantation package, which is Kandal and Talismandra. I also play Bookstone and Pensiflume. You might be able to sub these out for perhaps another copy of Kandal and Talismandra, but essentially what they do is, let's say I have Talismandra in my hand, I have this in my hand, I reveal a ritual monster, special summon him, then he special summons another incantation from the deck, and they do the opposite. So when this one's special summoned from the deck, it adds a ritual spell. When this one's special summoned from the deck, it adds a ritual monster. So basically, it just adds whatever piece you're missing. So it works out really, really well. Yeah, if you really wanted to, you could probably add these are recycling ones. They add a monster and a spell, respectively, from the graveyard whenever they're special summoned from the deck. If you really wanted to, you could add another Talismandra and Kandal instead of these two. Or just cut them entirely and just stick with the two. I'm still kind of playing around with these and have been for a while. I'm not sure. But anyways, yeah, that's those two. And for our final monster, my spicy tech, is Zaborg. This card is almost an auto win if you get it off completely. I mean, it's just a wash. You do have to hard draw it. You can't search it by any means, just because there's nothing to search it by in this deck. But dear Lord, when it pops off, it is amazing, especially if you're going against a light deck, or not even a light deck, just somebody who happens to play light monsters, which light monsters are pretty common. Zaborg's effect is essentially he has to be tribute summoned, which that's also what they can't be used for an extra deck summon, the incantation monsters, but they can be used for a tribute summon and ritual fodder. So they work really well with Zaborg as well, because you can get these off and you have the Zaborg in your hand, you can just tribute them, summon Zaborg, and what Zaborg does is he destroys a monster on the field, and if it was a light monster, if it was a light monster, both players send as many cards as possible from their extra deck to the graveyard, equal to that level. So you can destroy Zaborg himself, which most of the time that's what you do. So they have to send 8 monsters from their extra deck to the graveyard. And I believe, if it was tribute summoned by using a light monster, you can choose the card. So, which most of the time, it is using a light monster. So that works out really well. Especially Manju is also light, so it works out amazing. But more importantly than just sending your opponent's monsters, it sends your monsters, which we'll get to the extra deck soon. And I'll show you what the targets for that are. Anyways, that's it for the monsters, finally. I know I run a lot of them, but keep in mind, completely modular. I mean, you could take down some of this stuff for sure, but I really like the grindy version where you can just keep going and going and going and recycling. That's all for the monsters. Then we play for our ritual spells. Play 2 Kaleidoscope, 2 Mirror, 1 Nekroz Cycle. Kaleidoscope is the best one by far, but you do have to play the others because you can only activate Kaleidoscope, or any of them, just once per turn. These do have hard once per turns on them, the Nekroz ritual spells. Kaleidoscope, essentially what it does is, let's say you have Valkyrus and Unicorn, which this is the best combo, is you activate Kaleidoscope, you send our copy of Dragon Master Knight to special summon monsters equal to its level. So 12, 4, 8, and you get these on the field. And then you can pop their effects and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, really good card. The other ones do the opposite of each. This one's just a fairly normal ritual spell. And this one, I believe, banishes off its effect. So Kaleidoscope is the best one, though. But you do only get to activate it once per turn. Then our other amazing card is Preparation of Rites. Free. You can add a level 7 or lower ritual monster from the deck, which usually is going to be Brionic, our level 6. And then a ritual spell from the graveyard to the hand, so you can add back Kaleidoscope or Mirror or whatever else you used to set up for next turn. That's usually what I find. Harpies and Rhoda are... We have a couple targets for Rhoda. A couple different ones, like Clausulus and Shuret, mostly. Those are our targets for that, because that sets up the rest of our plays. Anyways, yeah, that's it for the main deck. Now I can go into explaining the extra deck with Zaborg. So our targets for Kaleidoscope are going to be Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, Cyber End Dragon, Star Eater, and Stardust Dragon. I mean, I'll give you some examples here. So Star Eater is going to be Valkyrus and Clausulus. This is going to be our level 10, and so is Decisive Armor. He's level 10 for Kaleidoscope target. Valkyrus and Unicorn for Blue Eyes Ultimate or Dragon Master Knight. The difference is that you can't Monster Reborn this, you can Monster Reborn this. So in case you think that they're going to bring this thing back, just use Master Knight instead. Or if you just wanted to activate it twice, so that and Unicorn again. So you can get them, do it twice in a duel. Our only level 8 is Clausulus as well, or Valkyrus, sorry. So that. We can also do a level 9 if you wanted to. You could swap it out for... So here's our another level 12. So we have Trishula and Clausulus. That's 12 as well. So another good way to use it. But yeah, that's... I think that there's more that you can do as well if you wanted to, but that's the basic rundown. So if you wanted to do like... Yeah, there's all kinds of level manipulation, like 10 is our Cyber End Dragon. It's Brionic and Unicorn. Just completely decimate their extra deck, basically. Yeah, that's the numbers for that. You can swap some of these out, like Stardust maybe, to just get a straight level 9 for just Trishula, if you really wanted to. But yeah. Our targets for Zaborg are 3 Entes, 3 Totally Awesome, and 3 Herald of Arclight. Now he's level 8, so you won't be getting one of these, so you take out one Toad, or you won't be sending one of the Toads, one of the Entesses, or one of the Arclights, depending on what you need. If they don't have enough cards to pop, then you just don't do that. If you don't have that much stuff in the graveyard, then you don't do Toad. So it's all pretty modular in the way that you want to do it. Yes, because you send 8, and there's 9 here. And Tess, when it's sent to the graveyard, pops a card. This adds a card from the graveyard back to your hand. So any of your Nekroz, because they're water. And then Herald of the Arclight can search out a ritual monster or a ritual spell for free. So that's 3 searches, 3 recycles, and then 3 pops, all off of 1 card going off. So it's just, that's what I mean is, if you get Zaborg off, it's usually, you're done. That's game. It's a blowout. Granted, it's fragile, so be careful. And the last card we play is Nephthys, the Sacred Flame. because we do get quite a bit of ritual monsters on the field. If they don't use a lot of extra deck monsters, some of the Nekroz monsters aren't great on the field. Like Brionic, Unicorn, and one of the other anti, let's say these three, right? These are very anti-extra deck. Let's say they don't use the extra deck. I would just summon them and link them off into this, because this is almost a towers. It's very, very, very difficult to kill, and it gets up to like 1200 and 1200 again. So 24, 24, 48. 4800 attack towers, basically. Can't be destroyed by battle. It's very, very hard to kill. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Let me know what deck you guys want to see next. Like I said, I think I got about 8 or 9 more decks. See if you can guess them. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you in the next one.